fans, once again, it is me, the Horror Miser Monty G. Yes, it's time to do a tag video. I'm pretty sure we're going to see a lot of them with Halloween coming up. This one is from Erschen from the Horror Corner. This is the ultimate Frankenstein tag. Now, I got to give Sean Erschen credit. He knows how much I love my old school horror, especially when it comes to Universal Monsters. So he tagged me to do this Ultimate Frankenstein tag. So, of course, you know I had to do it. It took me a while to get the video up. But here we go. There are 10 questions to this tag. And the first question is, who was your favorite actor to portray Frankenstein's monster? That's easy. Boris Karloff, obviously, the original Frankenstein. He did an absolute fantastic job as the Frankenstein's monster in the original Frankenstein. And he's the only other actor I know that could actually portray the monster that well. I know Christopher Lee did it in Hammer's version of Mary Shelley's novel. I know, oh boy, it'll come to me. Robert De Niro did it in Kenneth Branagh's version of Mary Shelley's Frankenstein's novel. I forget what year it came out. But obviously no one can do it the way that Boris Karloff did it. So Boris Karloff is the favorite actor to portray Frankenstein's monster. Question number 2. Which film is the best adaptation of Mary Shelley's novel? Obviously it's going to go with the original Frankenstein's monster, Frankenstein, from Universal Monsters. Now, like I said, I did enjoy Hammer's version of it. And I guess I thought Kenneth Branagh's version of Mary Shelley's novel was okay version of what she was trying to write, but you know it doesn't come close to what the original Frankenstein that came out in the 30s, if I got my years right. So obviously Frankenstein is the best adaptation of Mary Shelley's novel. Question number 3. What is your favorite sequel or spin-off of Frankenstein? Now, there's been a lot of spin-offs and sequels of Frankenstein, but my best will always be Frankenstein meets the Wolfman. Yes. Continue on the story of Frankenstein and the Wolfman. We see that the Frankenstein monster has survived. We see that the Wolfman survived. And they face each other, and I thought it was a great adaptation, a great actual movie, continuing those two roles. Actually, it was the first time you actually see a shared universe way back in that particular time. But obviously, my favorite sequel or spinoff of Frankenstein is Frankenstein meets the Wolfman. Question number 4, what is the worst adaptation of Frankenstein? That would have to be that shitty ass Dracula versus Frankenstein. I think it was an Italian movie that came out. I forgot the year it came out, but you want to talk about the absolute worst version of Frankenstein. Oh God, the makeup was terrible. I don't think the monster spoke. It was just an insult of what the Frankenstein's monster character was. So yes, definitely Dracula versus Frankenstein, the worst adaptation of Frankenstein's monster. Question number 5. Who is the best actor to play Victor Frankenstein? Now, of course, that is the doctor who actually created the monster. Now, there have been plenty of actors who have portrayed many different versions of Dr. Frankenstein. Kenneth Branagh, who played, I believe, Daniel Radcliffe actually played the Dr. Frankenstein. But obviously, I'm going to go back to the original. That's Colin Clive, who played the original Victor Frankenstein and Frankenstein and Universal Monsters. You can never forget that scene of him going crazy after he hit the lightning and the monster actually starts to come to life and he just goes crazy. It's alive! It's alive! It's alive! He goes on this little mini rant. So obviously Colin Clive went to be the best actor to play Victor Frankenstein. Question number 6, and I actually think this is a pretty interesting question. Who would win in a fight? Universal Monsters Frankenstein or Hammer's Frankenstein? Now, we're actually talking about the monsters here, not about the doctors. Now, obviously, we're talking about, Boris Karloff's Frankenstein versus Christopher Lee's Frankenstein. Now, it would be an interesting fight, but obviously, I would have to give the nod to Boris Karloff's Frankenstein. He's bigger, he's much stronger. I have obviously no disrespect to Christopher Lee and his performance of playing the monster in Hammer's version of Frankenstein, but I just have to give the nod to Boris Karloff. I think in a fight, he would just kick Christopher Lee's ass. Plain and simple. Question number 7. What is the best non-horror appearance of Frankenstein's monster? Now, it's easy for me. That's got to be Abbott and Costello meets Frankenstein. Because it's such a funny movie. I love the appearance of Frankenstein monster. Obviously, Abbott and Costello actually pulling their weight. You have Bela Lugosi returning as Dracula. You have Lon Chaney Jr. returning as Wolfman. We have an actual different actor playing Frankenstein's monster, which is actually part of the next question. Glenn Strange performed the performance of Frankenstein monster, not Boris Karloff. But, excuse me, it was still a great movie. It was very funny. And I think that is the best non-horror appearance of Frankenstein's monster for question 7. And now for question 8, speaking of Abbott Costello, in Abbott Costello's film, were you happy with Glenn Strange's performance as the monster? I had no problem with his performance. He may not be Boris Karloff, but I actually thought he filled in the role very good. He did a very well job in portraying Frankenstein's monster. Like I said, he did a very good job in portraying Frankenstein's monster. I have no problem with his appearance whatsoever. Question number 9, which I actually thought was funny. This is a nice quiz question you put up here, Sean. Who was the only actor to play Frankenstein's monster, Dracula, the Mummy, and the Wolfman? That's simple. Lon Chaney Jr. was actually the only actor to portray all these monsters. Whether it was Frankenstein's monster, he did do that. He actually portrayed Dracula. He played the Mummy, and of course, we all know him as the Wolfman in the Wolfman. But yes, he did all those performances, and he's a pretty good actor. He's as an actor, he's done his job in the horror genre, and he contributed a lot to all the Universal monsters. So Lon Chaney Jr. Portrayed all those characters. And the last and final question is, what are your thoughts on Mary Shelley's Frankenstein from 1994? Now, that's an interesting question. I did not see Frankenstein in the theaters. Probably one of the few horror movies I have not seen in theaters. I actually saw it on VHS when it came on VHS. Probably sometime last year, later on that year. I guess the film was okay. I thought it dragged out a bit in spots. I had no problem with Robert De Niro's performance as the monster. I thought they kept most of they tried to keep most of what happened in the source material in the movie as far as the monster speaking, because he doesn't speak in the Universal which one doesn't speak, but he does speak in the Bride of Frankenstein, and he does speak in but he doesn't speak in Frankenstein meets the Wolfman, but he does speak here. Robert De Niro does speak here because it actually does speak in the novel. So I'm glad that they kept that aspect from the novel in this movie right here. But I thought they went a little bit off the rails. Now, of course, pretty sure I'm going on the fact that most people have seen this, so I am going to spoil it. So eventually the monster gets revenge on Frankenstein by killing his wife, taking her heart out, and of course Frankenstein decides to bring her back to life, bringing the bride into this particular version, because I thought they were a little bit stepping out their bounds by adding on the bride. Yeah, I thought they were a little bit out of bounds when they decided to add the bride, and he decided to bring his wife back to life. And I think they went a little bit out of bounds. I think they would have just kept it just as the monster and Dr. Frankenstein and not add the bride onto it. I thought they were adding on a bit too much. They could have kept that for the sequel if the movie would have done very well. So adding that aspect to the film kind of let it a little bit down, but I really had no problem with it. It's an okay movie. Of course, it doesn't meet the standards for Frankenstein Universal as far as Universal monsters are concerned, but it's okay. I just thought adding on the bride aspect was a bit too much. And so that's it. That's it. That's all the 10 questions I have right here. Now, once again, thanks, Sean, from the Horror Corner. I just love doing that. For tagging me in this video. Now, normally this comes a time where I'm supposed to tag other people, but I think Sean tagged mostly all the people that were in our inner circle. I can't think of anyone else who to tag at this particular time right now. I'll just do this. If you haven't tagged Dice Roland, I'll tag her as well. If you haven't tagged Dice, hopefully if Dice watches this picture, I'll tag her as well. I know she really does tags, but I'll just tag her anyway, just to tag people. But I'll just do what I normally do. So if you're watching this video, you've been officially been tagged by me, the Horror Miser Monty G. Let's make sure that you give Sean the credit because this is his tag. So once again, that's my video for today, guys. Hope you did enjoy it, and if you did, please give it a thumbs up. And once again, if this is your first time here, please hit the subscriber button and ring that notification bell. That way you can come and enjoy the horror experience with me, the Horror Miser Monty G. And as always, all my social media links will be down in the description box below as well. Once again, my name is Lamont Smith, better known as the Horror Miser Monty G. And always remember, horror rules. Dr. Frankenstein, take us home. We're out.
It's alive! It's alive! It's alive! It's alive!